Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I'm giving you guys my OverlayDFS.com picks. Obviously, they are a sponsor of mine, but I love playing on this website. Now, there is a change that happened a few weeks ago on this website. It was no longer the single entry GPP. You can now enter up to 10 max lineups, which means you have more chances to win, but you're also not going to be playing against those sharps that have like 100 lineups and you really have no chance against them. Now, right now, this week, the game to play is the game I'm in right now, the $22 entry game, because of the huge overlay progressive bonus in this game because it rolled over and no one has hit on the $22 game. The top 10% win $180, which is 9 times your buy-in, and 12-0 record hits $7.9 thousand, and that may even rise by the time it hits Sunday from more people entering this contest and you guys entering as well. It's very simple. It's just you versus the board. You don't have to worry about anyone else's records except your own. There are also head-to-head contests if you don't want to play in these progressive games that are 10 pick rake is amazingly small, and bad records win all the time. You could do bad and still end up winning. In this kind of contest, usually the better records typically win, but in some games you could play not as well, and then some people play even worse, and you still get that 9 times bonus. But let's get right into the picks right now. This is the $20 game. Obviously, I'm going to be playing one entry, but obviously you guys could do as many entries as you want, up to 10, and it is very fun because I'm being honest with you, some of you guys may be out of the playoffs right now, like myself in some leagues. I'm out of the playoffs in one league, and this makes it more fun. It means that you won't be getting shut out just 7 seconds into Sunday's action, but let's just get into it right now. My first pick here is a pick that I really love this week, and that is Tom Brady versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Now, Tom Brady should easily be able to outscore Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, to me, is not very reliable, and Mr. TB12 is super reliable, and I have him ranked at the number 1 for this week. Obviously, I get the most tiebreaker points for this. You're going to want to rearrange your picks in order of the how confident you are in them, and obviously the goal is to hit that beautiful 12-0, but if you don't hit it, you can still get paid. Now, I'm going to be keeping going here. There's 12. I have to get 12 picks in here. Like I said, 12-0 plus the 3 alternates. So the next one I like here is Ronald Jones. I'm going to have to scroll down here to the running backs. I like Ronald Jones versus New Orleans over Carlos Hyde. Now, Carlos Hyde is the king of consistency. He gets about like 8 points every single game, but I think Ronald Jones could top that this week in a very cupcake matchup against the New Orleans Saints. Now, the next game I like here is Kenyon Drake versus David Johnson. We all know that David Johnson is truly the better back than Kenyon Drake, but with that back injury, with him being so hurt, I don't really trust him this week, and David Johnson is super duper old and looks like very washed up, and Kenyon Drake seems like he can perform, and last week we saw David Johnson was healthy. Kenyon Drake outscored him, so I believe Kenyon Drake. I'm very confident in this pick this week. Next pick here is Julio Jones over Kenny Golladay. Now, this to me is a super duper simple pick. Kenny Golladay is dealing with Mr. Backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll. Julio Jones is dealing with one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, arguably Matt Ryan, so I like Julio Jones here. Very easy pick for me. And I'm going to keep targeting this Detroit game because I don't have any confidence in Marvin Jones. I'd rather go with Michael Gallup here against him. Going up against Detroit, they're in the same exact game, but I trust Michael Gallup, the wide receiver too, with Dak Prescott, who looked super good last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, another game I like here, and another pick I like here a lot, is Tevin Coleman over Phillip Lindsay. Now, Phillip Lindsay is very hit or miss. Some games he blows up. Some games they feed him the rock. In other games, he is very disappointing. Tevin Coleman disappointed last week, but we saw the last time they played that he played pretty well. So I like Tevin Coleman this week over Mr. Phillip Lindsay. This is a very easy matchup for San Francisco. The Arizona defense just really is not all that good against the run. Now, as we scroll down here, I like another game here, and that is DJ Chark over Tyrell Williams. Now, Tyrell Williams obviously is the easier matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, but Tyrell Williams has really declined the last couple of games. I'm going to put all my hope in the big boy Nick Foles to sling the rock to DJ Chark in this game, so I like Chark over Tyrell Williams. Now, we're going to go back to the running backs here and dip into this game. And obviously, you guys know my favorite running back for fantasy football. My number 1 ranked running back in fantasy football this week is Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is straight up dangerous on the field, and I have no way of picking Dalvin Cook over him. They're both in very juicy matchups. Obviously, the Atlanta run defense is terrible. The Denver defense is not all that good. So both these guys should have big games, but you got to pick one, and I'm going with Run CMC. Now, there's another game here I like to target here, and that is Devin Singletary against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins defense is not that good, and it seems like they're going to not sling the rock. They're going to give the rock to Devin Singletary constantly in this game. Joe Mixon is very hit or miss to me. They may just hand the ball to him 3,000 times and he could pass Devin Singletary, but I really believe Devin Singletary performs better than Joe Mixon, and it says so in my rankings this week. Now we're going to target some more quarterbacks up here. I want to go with Lamar Jackson versus the Houston Texans. I really like Lamar Jackson this week. It is very hard because these guys are both ranked 2 and 3 in my rankings, so it's going to be very close, but I have Lamar Jackson slightly edging out Deshaun Watson, what I predict to be a pretty high-scoring matchup. Now, as we go down, we're going to target another quarterback, and that is Drew Brees versus Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis Winston has been balling out of control the last couple of weeks. It seems like he doesn't even have to throw a touchdown to score 15 points, and Drew Brees really played terrible last week against the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta defense just got to him and slammed him into the ground, but Drew Brees this week is going to have a bounce-back game and a high-scoring matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. And now our final pick, obviously we still have to make 3 alternate picks, but our final pick here is my main man, You Like That versus Matt Ryan. Now, I'm not going to be liking it this game because Mr. You Like That is going to be not the option, and the option I'm going to be picking against. I like Mr. Matty Ice in the veins over here against the Carolina Panthers. Now, they both have juicy matchups, like I said, but I prefer Matt Ryan in this game. I feel he is a bit safer in this game, and I think that Kirk Cousins is going to just have to run the rock a lot after they get up high, and Dalvin Cook is going to be the better factor of this game, but I still like Christian McCaffrey more than him. But now we are going to go to our alternate picks. So I'm going to dip into the tight ends down here. There's obviously for every position, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Sometimes there's defenses or kickers if you're doing the Thursday night type of deal, but this is for Sunday, so there is none of that in this one, but it is random every single week, so maybe you will see a defense in next week's, but for week 11, there is none. So I like Jason Witten here over TJ Hawkinson. Jason Witten has been very consistent, and while I have TJ Hawkinson ranked higher in my rankings, I don't think I believe in him, and I would put my money on Jason Witten. Another pick I'm going to go for up here is at the wide receivers. I'm going to go with Courtland Sutton over Jamison Crowder. Now, Jamison Crowder has been ultra consistent, but I think that Courtland Sutton gets it done this week and performs. Obviously, I could be wrong here. But my last pick, I'm going to go with one that I feel semi-confident in, and that is the Leonard Fournette one. Leonard Fournette over Marlon Mack. Leonard Fournette gets touches every single week, week in and week out. Touches are king in fantasy football, and he touches the rock so much that I feel super confident in him in this game. So I'm going to go over my picks finally here. Tom Brady over Carson Wentz. Ronald Jones over Carlos Hyde. Kenyon Drake over David Johnson. Julio Jones over Kenny Golladay. Michael Gallup over Marvin Jones. Tevin Coleman over Phillip Lindsay. DJ Chark, baby Chark, baby Chark over Tyrell Williams. CMC over Dalvin Cook. Devin Singletary over Joe Mixon. Lamar Jackson over Deshaun Watson. Drew Brees over famous Jameis Winston. And Matty Ice over Kirk Cousins. And for my alternates, I got Jason Witten over TJ Hawkinson, Courtland Sutton over Jamison Crowder, and Leonard Fournette over Marlon Mack. Thank you guys all for watching. Please make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. We're going to have a fun time here tonight. Not tonight, on Sunday, obviously, but we are going to be playing in all the matchups. I will be in a lot of these games. Make sure you guys come play. There are entries at all levels. There's a $2 game, a $22 game, and it gets all the way up to the $100 games. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. Let's hit that beautiful 12-0. Let's go, champ. Let's have a fun game on Sunday. I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. Knock one time if you're with me. Have a great day. I love you all. Goodbye.